Okay, so here's the latest update. I'm driving at the 10 o'clock hour here. I got an emergency call from the vet to go and say goodbye to my dog, I guess, because she's dying. And it's very sad. She spent more time in the vet than she did in my arms. And I'm heartbroken. Obviously, the past 12 days of my life, if you weren't tuning in, I'll give you a quick review. My life partner, love of my life, this girl I was seeing for almost 7 years, decided to leave me for her professor, who she was having a relationship with behind my back, and lied to me for a long time about it. So I felt deceived and heartbroken, and all the dreams in life and things we built and were building together are now fucking destroyed. Like my heart, my hopes, my history, and my future. And so now I then this week got this new dog 2 days later after my heartbreak, a puppy online, and it was super cute, and I fell in love right away. And I named her Darlene after my previous partner that left, who I also called Darlene. And I thought it would be good for me. And so now both my Darlenes are gone. And I had a beautiful 2 days, 2.5, 3 days, maybe 2.5 days with this little sweet puppy. And I was so in love with her, and I thought, this is the best healing I could ever get. And then I had to bike some places to get her some dog food. And on the way, some homeless guy stuck his ass in my face, or in the way, and I had to hit the ditch and hit the glass and broken tire, popped a tire. Went to get the tire fixed, biked across town. The dog store was closing. I had to go to a different dog store to get food. On the way home, the bike tire basically spins off. The guy didn't fix it very well. So I bail off my bike again. Get home, feed the dog, take the dog next day to get vaccinated, spend a bunch of money. Next day is a beautiful day. Me and the dog have a beautiful day together. Day one training, I train her, and she's automatically going after the ball. First time, she's automatically saying sit and come, and she's learning so quickly. And we were going to do Frisbee trick dogs, and she was up on my shoulder and doing all kinds of great stuff. And then the third day, she fell ill in the morning. I then took her to the vet that afternoon. She was looking unwell all day. And then the vet said she's not looking good. So now it's been almost a week, less than 2 days, whatever, 6 days, I guess, of her at the vet in critical care. And they were trying to figure out what's wrong with her. And it turns out she's got this very rare liver disease, kidney disease. It's caused platelet problems and organ failure. And it's very rare. It's hard to even get. She had it before I even got her. Someone else somehow got it from where she was staying before in some places. So, no one's real fault. Very tragic and very sad. And so I cried a lot in the past 2 weeks. And then I thought, my dog's dying, my girl's left me. I almost got my bike destroyed. And then I went to get therapy. So I signed up for therapy, and the therapist was late. And then after listening to me, I was asking really kind of dumb questions. Oh, did you feel sad, forlorn, alone, angry? It's like, what? I gotta pick one? How about all those things? Don't you know how people feel when they've gone through all these things? And then I was trying to tell her about what I was hoping to get from this, like a way to approach my ex and make it amicable, or learn what really happened so I can heal better. And then she's like, well, it depends on her truth. And I was like, her truth? What the fuck are you talking about, her truth? There's the truth, and then there's the lies, and the deception, and the fucking forgery of facts. There's no my truth, her truth, your truth. And I said to this woman, like, what kind of woke Marxism are you raising here? There is the truth. I'm not, unless you think I'm a beautiful black woman, look at this big, massive dick. It's actually a vagina. That's the kind of therapist they give you these days. She must be trained in the long march to the institution, woke Marxism, absolute fucking garbage. What her truth? There's the truth and there's the lies, and you can't handle the truth. And so I told her, like, what are you telling me the truth? That's so offensive. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I made those jokes about being a black woman with a beautiful vagina. And then I was like, you know what, I don't think I could be here anymore. This is not working for me. And she didn't really offer me much. And then I sat back down to be like, okay, maybe it'll work. And then she had the gall to say, oh, it's okay, sweetie. I said, sweetie? Don't patronize me. I'm not your sweetie. How dare you? She's like, oh, I'm sorry, I crossed the line. Yeah, you're damn right you crossed the fucking line. You're supposed to be a professional. You're bragging how you've done this for 20 years. Yet you're talking about woke Marxism and patronizing me, calling me sweetie. I'm a man. I have a fucking name. I'm your client. I'm your patient. Show me some goddamn fucking respect. Who the hell do you think you are? Like, fuck you, lady. You suck at your job. I said, I didn't say what I said now. I said, that's very unprofessional what you're fucking saying. That's very unprofessional how you just referred to me. And you did cross the line. And you don't call your clients sweetie. You don't patronize them with a fucking pet name. You certainly didn't offer me any help. And you started to waste my time by asking me to individualize emotions. I'm sorry. This session is over. After 45 minutes and 10 minutes of being late, I walked to the front and said, that's very unprofessional, extremely unprofessional. I stood there with my money, willing to pay, and I said, am I going to pay for this or not? And they said, no, we're embarrassed. They said, no, we're embarrassed. I said, good. That was so unprofessional. So don't go to Tall Tree Mental Health for anything. That place sucks. And then I came home and hopped on my bike and, cried for a bit, came home and was angry for a bit and was defeated for a bit and had nobody to talk to. Looked for everybody I could possibly find in my phone, for anybody to talk to. Nobody answered, nobody was there, everybody's too busy, can't care. Got a call from my brother eventually, hours later. I said, hi, how are you? He said, okay, how's your vacation? It's good, it's nice. How's the dog? I said, excuse me? How's the dog? I said, don't you mean how am I? He's like, nope, I'm asking how the dog is. I said, don't you mean you should be asking how I am? I'm a human being too, and my feelings are involved, and I've been going through some crazy shit. Well, I know what you're going through, but I want to know about the dog. You don't know what I've been going through. You haven't talked to me in a fucking over a week. So sorry, bro, you don't know. And to say you knew from last week is not really caring about how I'm asking. And I was deliberately curious in this. And both my sisters did the same thing. How's the dog? How's the dog? My other friend too. I use that term so flippantly because I really don't fucking think I have any friends. Oh, how's the dog? How's the dog? How's the dog? Only one person who's a person I've known for a long time, but lives in Florida. So, come on. We don't ever see each other. I've not seen him more than 2 times in 25 years. We might talk. I mean, this year we talked in the past week a few times because of my fucking tragedy. But otherwise, it's we might not talk for years. But it still falls into the old place. He's still a good man. I still call him my friend. But even though it's so far apart. So no offense, Justin in Florida. You're beautiful, but I don't have any friends. I will put you on the outside of that conversation. A friend is someone that's there often, knows where you live, has been inside your home frequently, and you've been inside their home frequently, and you have regular meetups. That's a consistent friend. Someone you can bank on all the time. Now, I've called him this week for help, and he's been there for FaceTime. Thank you for that. However, he also needed correcting, and he fixed it. He said, how's the dog? How's the dog? I'm like, don't you mean how am I? He's like, oh, you're right. How are you? And blah, blah, blah. And then how's the dog doing? Thank you. So he didn't take long to correct it. But my sisters and my brother, my parents and my mother, my dad and my mom, they needed correcting on it. So maybe I'm a jerk. Everyone fucking hates you, Mark. I get it. You're extreme. You're intense. Yeah, I live with my feelings on the outside. I don't hide them like Ted Bundy. Hey. Oh, that's great. How are you doing? Yeah. Where do you live? Okay, I'll drive you home. Never heard a fly. I've never done violence. I've say crazy shit because I'm a writer, I'm an actor, I'm supposed to live with my emotions, and I'm so tired of sugarcoating everything because everybody's so fucking triggered. If you have a trigger, you have the trigger. That means you own the gun. So if you pull it, it's your fault, not someone else. Toughen up. So now, I'm on my way to the vet to say goodbye to my dog who said is dying right now. And it's been a hard time. So I'll catch you up when we hit the vet. Thanks for listening. Oh, I should say that on my way to the gym this afternoon, I was biking there and somebody hit me with his car and knocked me off my bike. That was really fun. The hits keep coming. get in a car accident on my bike, get my girlfriend, wife, life to leave me and break my heart, get my dog to die. So that's 3, right? I'm good, right? I'm good. So Thursday, just my luck, they ran out of water. It's fitting, right? It's fitting. You come to watch your dog die, you ask for water, and the thing is out. So, a couple drops, I guess, is all you need. If it was arsenic.
Well, I'm at the vet now, and I'm telling you because I got no one else to be here with me. And I'm looking at my dead dog right here. I don't want to show it to you because it's really, really sad. Her lips are yellow. Her skin is yellow. Her eyes are yellow and they won't close. And her tongue is hanging out. And her nose is bleeding. And she looks really, really dead and sad. And I'm so sorry. I only had you for a few days. But I did fall in love with you immediately. And I know you love me too. And you didn't deserve this. You didn't deserve this. I'm not going to show you on the camera because that would be so disrespectful and nobody needs to see that. I'm so sorry that you got sick. Apparently she came to me last week. She was a beautiful puppy, 14 weeks, and apparently her disease began like much earlier. I think the incubation period was like 2 to 4 weeks or something, or 2 to 8 weeks or something. So she had this much earlier, but she wasn't showing any signs of it. She was very healthy when I got her, and happy, so happy, and so sweet, and so beautiful, and so smart. And she would sit on my shoulder and we would dance around. Because I was trying to train her to do tricks on my back. And so she peed in the house a few times, but she was learning to go outside. And sadly, her disease I now have too. So that's a nice twist. I don't know how she got sick. She must have found this infected water. And it's a liver kidney disease that is very advanced and very rare in dogs. Like 0.2% dogs get it. It's not even very common. And because she peed in my house and I just cleaned it up and thought nothing of it, but I didn't wear gloves and I didn't have disinfectant, so I've been exposed to her disease, and it's like very probable and likely I do have now her disease. So I now need medical attention as well. And so we share that, sweetheart. We share love for each other and we share sickness. And I said to my partner before, who was the darling before you, in sickness and in health, I'll be by your side. I'll be by your side. I'm sorry. I love you. And now I've got to go make some decisions. Some decisions on how you'll be laid to rest. And I'm sorry, you're my first dog. My first dog for me. Not a family dog. My dog. They're supposed to love me. You don't even look real right now. You look like a fake stuffed dead dog. You look like something that you'd see in a movie. You don't look real. I'm gonna say goodbye now. And I'm so sorry. She was so beautiful. And you don't want to see her. You do not want to see this. I'm not gonna show it because it's so disrespectful. Just remember her, how she was. So happy and free. She was gonna be my new YouTube channel. We were gonna make like 14 years of videos and life and love and fun and tricks and adventures together. Now what?
So if you're just joining me now, no, my dreams don't come true. I just left the vet and said goodbye to my dog, who I saw dead on the table. I think I'm like so in shock, I can't actually cry anymore. I'm like my girlfriend, wife, life partner, we planned our life together for 6-7 years. When she left me, I was very distraught. But the next day, I was like a robot. I was just like, no emotion. I just was like, I was like totally just like the most like plain face, and like couldn't even process it. Couldn't even fucking process what was happening. Oh shit, hang on. 1 sec. So yeah, where were we? I was saying that I was a robot, emotionless, totally in shock, like I couldn't even process that the partner I'd planned my life with was now not even willing to talk to me or see me, and just up and left on a whim. Like, when you have problems in a relationship, you need to talk it out. You need to like not be childish and get mad. You need to just like you need to deal with the emotional trauma of what is going wrong, and then like solve it. You know, you deserve that in a relationship. You each deserve that. You deserve like emotional maturity. And so running away and slamming the door and saying this is over, I can't do this isn't working, and just like totally stonewalling someone is really like the most immature and the most unemotionally evolved, and just like throwing your trauma on someone else and blaming them for it. You know, like it's just not an approach you should take. And my sister died in 2011 because of someone else having emotional problems, a domestic disturbance at home. And from that, they were drinking, and in the drinking they were fighting, and in the two led to the other, I guess, 1 and 1. But 3 meant they left the house in a domestic disturbance mad, and then they were drinking, and then they were driving, and then they were crashing over the fucking bridge into the water, where later that person died submerged in a vehicle, and a week later the vehicle was found. RCMP were called. My sister was then called on top of the RCMP as a swift water specialist for search and rescue. The RCMP dive team said it's too dangerous, we can't go in, the water's too swift, but send in a 5'2", 120-pound volunteer girl. And she did. And she went in heroics. And they're filming a TV show about her. And then they film her drowning because of somebody else felt fucked up with the ropes, with the cables. Everybody else fucked up. The person that was drinking, the man and the woman that were arguing fucked up. The drinker, the driver, then the RCMP officers, how many? And then the person of running search and rescue volunteers says we can do it. So this is like a list of at least 10 people. And then the guy that brought in the ropes are tied together and make them weaker, his fault. And then the people that allowed a tow truck to bring in a cable, another element not allowed for on water. So there's at least a dozen people, if not more, who are fucking to blame for the cause and effect of why my sister died. Just like my partner who left me is to blame as equally as anybody else is, if not more, for her leaving in a domestic, like, we were still being amicable. Like, I was not yelling. We were still talking. Like, you didn't need to leave. I said, please stay. And I said, please stay. The house is here. Please stay. Let's work it out. And I turned back, and she drove away. After 7 years, that's what you do? And never give me a reason other than that you finally agreed that you lied to me over how long? 6 months, a year? And so you were discovered in your lie and then wanted to put it on me and say, I did this thing 5 years ago. You want to gaslight me by saying, I hate that fucking term, by saying, oh, I won't say anything. And then build, what are you even talking about? What language are you even speaking? I'm like, I'm speaking English, and you were in the conversation. You know what I'm talking about. Well, why are you acting like you don't know? And then to try and throw the blame on me for like, well, 5 years ago you yelled and 3 years ago you did that. You're like, yeah, but we went through that. It was like a stressful time. I was being forced out of my career. Mandates are telling me I can't be a fucking citizen. So, you know, it was a very unique thing to navigate through if I was wearing my fear of vulnerabilities or stress. I mean, I'm sorry. I've never been through a pandemic where I'm told I'm a third-class citizen because I don't agree to mandates. and losing all my work and all my availability and curious how will I then have a family and how will I afford to be a husband to you and all these things and a father. So concerned. And then you throw it in my face 3 years later. Well, you said you're never going to be a father and a husband because you don't have the money. You can't do it. And you're like, I can do it. I can fucking do it. I want that with you. I want to get married with you. Point is, where you have those triggers. So you leave the house in domestic disturbance, much like the people that killed my sister, in effect. And the cause and effect of domestic disturbance leaves everybody fucking dead. So do not leave the house angry. Do not go to bed angry. Just like resolve and say, listen, this issue might be annoying, it might be stressful, it make me mad, we might not see eye to eye, but in the end and in the beginning, I love you. I love you, and we might be not able to agree on this right now, but let's agree on my relationship with you is so important, and I love you, and we've done so much together. So let's just take this current thing and leave it for now, and we'll resolve this later in a calmer time with more distance between it so we can feel more understanding, and we'll later say what I want to, how I feel and how you feel and what we can be heard, and we can solve this. But right now we're not going to solve it. Let's just say the grand vision is we love each other and we want to be together. So don't leave the house in domestic disturbance. It only leads to death. It happened for my sister, and now it's happened since she left. Since this past week when my partner left, it led to me getting a dog, and then the dog dying, me getting hit by a car on my bike, and me spending about $7,000 or $8,000 on a vet bill and dog that I barely had for 3 days. And so that's bankruptcy, that's disease, that's death, that's heartbreak, and that's also now me infected with the same kidney liver disease. So what the absolute fuck are we talking about? Do not leave the house angry. Tell the people you're with, I'm sorry, but we do not agree right now, but I love you, and we can solve this dispute later. In the end and the beginning, I love you, and I'm sorry. It's not worth dying over. Get your shit together.